Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Reflections by Design. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can create what I call a quantum lunar mandala. You can also call it a harmonic gate activation mandala or a moon pattern mandala, whatever feels good for you. I haven't heard Uru Hu actually name it before, but if you have, let me know what he referred to it as. This is a type of rave mandala that shows the harmonic gates within a reflector's body graph. The term harmonic gate is used here to describe the relationship between two gates that are opposite to each other in a channel. Your quantum lunar mandala gives you a visual of your complete lunar pattern with all the activated life force channels that are possible for a reflector to experience throughout their cycle. It's their cyclical dance, if you will. And it works for tracking any planetary object, not just the moon. But it's the moon that provides a consistent pattern of activation that we can rely on as reflectors with our lunar strategy and authority. So that's why I call it a quantum lunar mandala. I'll be showing you how to create one of these mandalas for yourself and or the other reflectors in your life, and then I'll give you a short how-to on how to use it. The good thing about creating these mandalas is that you only need to create it once. This is because reflectors repeat the same exact pattern each and every lunar cycle. It's pretty simple to create one of these yourself. For this tutorial, I'm using the body graph of a reflector from one of my wonderful online communities. They're a 2-4 right angle cross of the 4 ways. The first step in creating one of these mandalas is you'll need to get an image of your rave mandala, which is your body graph along with the wheel around the body graph that shows all 64 gates. This has all of your personality and assign side planetary placements around the wheel. You can go to jovianarchive.com and download Maya Mechanics imaging software, or you can use Genetic Matrix and select the mandala view to get yours, or Neutrino Design. Once you download or screenshot your body graph with the mandala view, open a photo editor like Paint to start editing your document. For this tutorial, I'm going to use Paint 3D because it's free and it has everything I need. If you don't have the ability to download your own mandala, I will link a blank mandala and body graph that you can use in the description box below. If you prefer to print it out and do it by hand, great. Just color in the harmonic gates with colored pencil or a marker. This is what I did the first year of my experiment. I had the printout on my desk along with Zen Human Design Pocket Ephemeris, which I will also link below if you like to do things by hand to keep track of everything. It's old school, yeah, but sometimes that just works for your cognition depending on what that is. So choose 3 different colors for 3 different types of channels you'd like to use. One for generator type channels, one for manifester, and one for projector. Reflector will just be white. For this tutorial, I'm going to show you how I further subtype these channels, not only into the different generator, manifester, or projector, but also into a temporary authority, or what I call a sampling authority, that's created by 2 defined centers. So for example, a root to solar plexus connection, that would be a projected channel with an emotional characteristics. So I would use 2 different colors to specify that. So after you've chosen your labeling colors, find a spot on the wheel and go through counterclockwise, filling in each harmonic gate. For this body graph and tutorial, I'm going to go through each and every one of the 64 hexagrams in order so I don't miss anything. You can also jump around and pick and choose randomly which channels you'd like to label. Just make sure you are able to highlight them all. So now I'm going to go through the entire wheel and mark this reflector's pattern. If you want to skip ahead, feel free to jump to how to use the mandala. I'm going to begin with this reflector's personality moon. Here it is in gate 9, the gate of focus. So we can see the harmonic gate is gate 52 down here. So it creates this channel, the 9 to 52. The gate of 52 is keeping still. I'll go over here and I'll highlight the color I've chosen for generator, which is orange. And I'll just highlight right there. The channel of concentration is a channel between the sacral and the root. And For pure sacral sampling authority, I'll highlight it again in orange. We have the first harmonic gate activated when the moon transits 52. Now we'll move counterclockwise around the wheel, since that's the direction the moon travels around the Earth and subsequently your body graph here on the Earth. The next gate is gate 39, called the provocateur. We can see that this reflector has gate 55 defined in their body graph. So since gate 39 creates the channel with the already existing 55, we will highlight this gate as well. This one is called the channel of emoting, a design of moodiness. It connects the root with the solar plexus center. Anytime the solar plexus is highlighted, that creates an emotional characteristic. So I will use just the color, I'll use gray for emotional. Okay, so we have a generator channel, and then immediately following it is a projector channel. Let's continue on. Gate 53. Gate 53 is right here, and you can see that there's no harmonic gate activation with 42. So that is a reflector channel in this body graph. So we are going to keep that white. Let's click along on the wheel. Let's go now to 62. That does not have a harmonic gate activation, so we'll leave that one white. The themes within these gates and their channels are something this reflector is totally receptive to. Now, we'll move on to 56, the stimulator. And as we can see, we have the south node in gate 11, the gate of peace. So when the 56 activated by the moon, the channel of curiosity sparks into a life force. And that is a projected channel. And this is an ajna to throat connection. So this is a sampling authority of an environmental response as a kind of a mental projector energy. I'm going to highlight that as a yellow. So we have this pure sacral, an emotional projected, and now an environmental projected kind of channel. So we'll keep moving along. The next 6 gates here, 31, 33, 7, and 4, 29 are all reflector channels within this body graph. So we get a little bit of a break. It's not until we reach 40 that we have another activated channel. This one is another projected channel, so we will color it blue. We have the gate of friendship at birth, gate 37, connecting each lunar cycle with its harmonic gate 40, the gate of aloneness. This is our first tribal energy of the cycle, connecting the ego and the solar plexus. So there is another emotional element to this life force, and we'll color it gray. Gate 64 is where the design moon is. So this is already occupied. 64 is right here in the head center. We'll move along from that to gate 47. We'll color in gate 47 blue. It's an environmental again. So that's what connects with the 64 that we just passed. I'm going to highlight it yellow. The channel of abstraction, the design of mental activity and clarity. We'll move along the next 4 gates here. We'll keep as white, another break in activation during this cycle. It's not until we get to this gate 57, the gate of intuitive insight. Ping, the extraordinary power of clarity. This gate is special because it's the most mystical of the gates, according to the Rave I Ching. It has the ability to connect with multiple other gates within the integration channel. Here it syncs with gate 10, the gate of the behavior of the self. So when intuitive insight and behavior of the self connect with the splenic awareness center, the channel of the perfected form is created, a design of survival. So being in the right place at the right time, behaving in the right way, so to speak, to ensure this reflector's physical safety. We'll color it blue for projector, and this is our first splenic sampling authority, and I use brown for splenic. So we're moving right along. We're about a quarter of the way done. A lot of these activated life forces are projected channels. One of them is generator. There's some flavors of emotionality, environmental authority is tasted here. So the location is very important to soundboard with trusted people. And then we have one splenic, very intuitive access when 57 gets its chance to talk during this reflector's cycle. The energy is followed by the channel of transformation. So this 5432, an unconscious aspect. So creating a design of being driven, another splenic projected channel. So the next three, we'll just move past. They're already occupied until we get to gate 1. And right here, we see that it's a harmonic gate for gate 8, which is already defined. We will do a projected channel. This is a self-projected energy, so I will use green for that. Gate 43 is a part of a reflector channel. When we get to 14 and 34, both of these gates create sacral to G activations in a different roundabout way. 14 creates direct connection. 34 is more of that integration energy. But they are still pure sacral responses. So to orange for the sampling authorities. We're going to transit over 9, which is a pretty big energy in this reflector's design with design Jupiter, personality Jupiter, design Uranus, personality Uranus, and the personality moon. The gate of focus is very activated. Gate 5 and 26. We encounter another 2 consecutive activations. The first is a sacral to G. That's the second one here on the collective logical circuitry. And then the 26 is a projected channel with splenic sampling authority. So that's a tribal energy that has to do with material resources, channel of surrender, the design of a transmitter. And it looks like we've reached our halfway point. We'll go over the nodes, the south nodes in this reflector's design to 58, which is a part of a reflector channel here. So we will not color that in. And then we get to gate 38. And that creates a connection with gate 28 that they have natally. So that is a projector channel with splenic sampling authority, a little bit of a splenic flavor. 54, the Marrying Maiden, is already activated by this reflector's design Mercury placement. We'll keep this one as a reflector channel, followed by gate 61, Inner Truth. This syncs up to this reflector's 24 here, the gate of rationalizing, to create the channel of awareness, the design of a thinker. It's a projected channel. Oops, we'll lower the tolerance there. That comes in handy if it bleeds through the body graph. And that is a mental projector. The next 3 do not create activated life force energy, but gate 13 does. Another self-projected energy connecting the G center with the throat. So 13, self-projected, the channel of the prodigal. Gate 49 is also a harmonic gate, the channel of synthesis, connecting the root with the solar plexus. This is a projected channel with an emotional element. We have a bit of a break now, passing over 30, 55, 37, and 63 until bam, ooh, 22 is a different kind of energy for this reflector. This is a manifester energy that is also emotional in nature. So this creates the throat and solar plexus connection, the channel of openness, combined with the gate of grace, gate 22, with the gate of caution, gate 12. So we'll color that one red. We have another break in definition 36, 25, 17, until another manifestor energy. So the 21 is a part of the money line that connects the ego with the throat. And this is what you can call a pure ego manifestor channel. So we'll highlight that one red up with the sampling authority. We move over 51, 42, and 3 until we reach our next harmonic gate, the 27, the gate of caring. What a nice energy to follow the manifestor burst. The channel activated here is preservation, a design of custodianship, a splenic to sacral connection, pure sacral responsiveness. So we'll move over 24, 2, 23, 8, 20, 20. So this is our final harmonic gate in the wheel, and it's the gate of the now. It joins with gate 10 to create the channel of awakening, a design of commitment to higher principles. This is a projector channel. We'll highlight it as a G center to throat connection. So self-projected authority sampled here, a little taste of that. The second half is now done, and we have completed our mandala. The second half incorporates some of this manifestor energy with sacral, emotional, a little bit of self-projected and environmental authorities. All of these 64 hexagrams flavors the total lunar authority as a whole. So now that we've created our quantum lunar mandala, it's time to use it. I'd like to take this time to make a quick disclaimer about lunar strategy and authority and using this unique pattern. None of these activations by themselves replace the complete lunar wave, so to speak. If there are manifestor channels within your monthly pattern, you may feel the characteristics of the manifestor informing strategy. And with the manifestor energy in particular, it's usually beneficial to keep in mind the strategy for the manifestor, and that is to let those who may be impacted by your decisions know beforehand. But the takeaway here is that these manifestor characteristics don't override all of the other gates that the moon transits throughout the roughly 28.5-day cycle. After some time tracking your own pattern as a reflector or a type, you'll begin to get a better understanding of the experience as a whole. And you may not feel the urge to act during the more impactful times during your cycle, or not. At least you just have more awareness about it. Just find out what works for you. All right, that disclaimer is over. You'll need to get an ephemeris for this. Zen Human Design has a pocket version that comes in handy. Genetic Matrix, which I mentioned before, has a downloadable calendar. The Neutrino Design app, I also mentioned before, has a calendar as well that covers up to 90 days in advance. We just need something that helps us track the lunar cycle, giving times for the changes in gates. The release of this tutorial, the moon is in gate 61. So we see here, that's where the moon is. Once we have this location, we can see where we are in the cycle. So this reflector presently is experiencing definition from the head to the ajna. It generally takes 10 to 12 hours for the moon to transit one gate. So it changes roughly 2 gates per 24 hours. It'll move on to 60, happy conjunct Pluto, and then over 41, happy conjunct Mercury, 19, and then 13, happy conjunct Sun, which is our new moon. That's a lot of stuff going on the next couple days for the transits right now. But each time the moon transits over one of these harmonic gates, you'll be able to tell what kind of temporary definition you're experiencing. When it's a white gate, either natally defined or not, you can start to see what differences there are in this energy as a reflector. All this tracking is also important because it's about getting to know the effects of the program. Reflectors are here to intimately know what the larger energetic dynamics at play are. Their purpose is to align themselves what's going on here at this scale so they're not so easily swayed by the people coming into their life. And here we can see a reflector that experiences every single month what these channels feel like. What a great opportunity to share the human experience with all of the other types, all the other 99% of the population, even if it's only something that's temporary. It's a great blessing to be able to experience all these energies and empathize with the others to this level. So that's the mandala, and that's generally how you can place yourself within this mandala at any given transit to know where you're at and to kind of give you a reframing of how the tempo our authority and strategy operates on. It's slow, it's patient. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share with the reflectors in your life. If you need help generating your own mandala or need personalized guidance on how to work with it and understand your design, please reach out. I'm a certified living your design guide, and also I find a lot of fulfillment working with other reflectors. If you don't have the time or software available to create one yourself, I'd be more than happy to create one for you. You can get in contact with me by following the link to my website below. It's also super easy to create one of these by hand. Again, I'm including a link to download a blank mandala to print out and fill in with all of your activations and harmonic gates. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time, bye for now.